My journey began when I was 7 years old. I had my first seizure while I was standing up in my second grade class reciting a Bible verse. So from there, it kind of all began as far as doctor visits with no answers, all of the worry, all of the stress, the anxiety. When is this going to happen? Is this going to be something I have to deal with for the rest of my life? Thankfully now I have been seizure free for about 10 years. I had my last one in college. But it has still led me to where I'm at today. It has led me to my passion, my business of really understanding the mind and the body and how these things work together. Going through that as a child and through my adolescence and into adulthood, it became very clear that I had to understand my body and know what my triggers were in order to foresee if this was something that was going to continue to happen, and also to manage it, to manage, the triggers that were cueing the seizures. For me personally, that was a poor nutrition, lack of sleep, and stressful situations. So as I grew up rodeoing, me and my mom were always very cautious and aware of those things that were happening. I always had to make sure that I was staying hydrated, that I was eating right, and for myself to know when I was getting to those, extreme levels, when I was feeling super stressed, when I was feeling tired and just exhausted, because those are the things that would lead to me ultimately having a seizure possibly. So after dealing with that, that started my obsession with this mind and body experience, right? So going to college, I got a degree in health sciences. My favorite classes were stress management and, going to yoga in class. And just learning the psychology, learning how the physiology of the body works. All of these things kind of blended together. My current job now in ultrasound, I'm able to see firsthand kind of what these effects have on our bodies. So that has led me to create this unique thing that I was looking for, something that I've tried all the things. Hi, Sarah. I've tried all the things, and it was something I was looking for that I just couldn't find. So I created this thing for you. We'll get to that. I created this thing that meets all of those expectations, all of those things that I was looking for and couldn't find. So I built it, and here it is. So the 3 pillars, the 3 things that we're really going to talk about, I'm just going to be checking my comments on the computer as well because I'm not sure that they'll all pop up. But the 3 things that I really focus on and what I talk about are meals, movement, and mindset. There's obviously a reason that's whole wellness, right? Those 3 things cover our whole wellness. It's just like, self-care in the mind, body, and the spirit. It's those simple things. But really this is about taking it back to the basics. This is about really letting down the walls, letting down everything. Hi, Melinda. Letting down all the walls and all the things, expectations that we have set for ourselves. And it's so much more than just talking about diets and, the things you can't eat and what you don't need. This is about building those relationships and fixing relationships, the relationships that we have with food, about, really understanding why we're eating the way we're eating, because think about it. Food is everywhere, okay? We have to eat to survive, but the relationship that we have with food is different. We eat when we're happy, we eat when we're sad, we eat when we're stressed out. We go to food for these things. We eat to celebrate things, right? We eat all the time. There's always food in front of us. There's always temptation around it. So part of what we're going to do in the tribe is really understand your relationship with food and mend and, break it down and see really why you eat the way you eat. This isn't about diets. We're not following a strict diet of anything, but it's about building that awareness. It's about understanding why you're eating that way, understanding how much you're eating. There's all kinds of things. You can eat fat. You can eat bacon 24 hours a day. And, there's just all kinds of things you can do. That's not what this is about. That's not what we're doing in the tribe. we're really trying to just understand and build that relationship around foods. The second thing is your relationship with exercise. We're going to talk about movement. Movement is such an important thing. I always say, an object in motion tends to stay in motion. That's the law of physics. That's, everything in this planet is built of matter, and we have an energy, right? And I'm not going to get all woo-woo, but we have an energy. And when you're moving, all things are working in your body. It helps with digestion. It helps your muscles. It helps all of these things. So really, it's about breaking down, building that relationship with exercise. So it's not about getting skinny. It's not about, having this perfect summer body. It's not about anything else that you're seeing on the internet about exercise. That's not what this is about. It's about understanding how you can move every day in order to live healthier, in order to gain strength, in order to have more energy. Of course, losing weight, if that's part of your goal, that's going to happen inevitably because you are learning how to eat right. You are learning how to move for your body and how it can fit into your day. So these are all things that are going to happen, but it's about going back to the basics, and it's about learning your relationship with exercise. So it's not something that, you start something and you just can't stay motivated, so you quit, or you're not getting results. You are following all of these plans, A, B, and C, and you're still not getting the results. It's getting rid of that frustration around exercise. It's getting rid of that expectation that you have to have this certain body type to do a certain thing. It's about doing it for your health. It's about doing it for your inside. It's about doing it for your mind. It's about doing it because it feels good and because you want to do it. It's not about all of these external things that we're seeing, through all the exercise programs that are out there. So that's the second thing. And the third thing, of course, is our mindset, because if we haven't talked about mindset around your food and we haven't talked about mindset around your exercise, nothing is going to change. You're going to continue to fall off the wagon. You're going to continue to revert to eating all the things and all the chocolate because you aren't focusing on the back end. You aren't focusing on the basics of why you're doing those things, right? So the mindset is such a big piece for me. I think that's like the icing to the cake, right? That's the peanut to the butter. I mean, that's the thing, is the mindset, and really understanding, the psychology behind it. I'm not a psychologist. This isn't therapy by any means, but it's about understanding that relationship and how your mind and your body are working together, because they are. I mean, seizures are triggered. My seizures were triggered by my stress and my nutrition and my lack of sleep. So these things really do connect. And maybe you don't have seizures, but maybe you're dealing with, infertility or other unexplained things that are happening to you. And when you're able to slow down enough to really think about what's happening, to take the time to understand it, then that's when things can change. That's when things can happen. And your triggers. What's causing that flare-up, what's causing that anxiety. You'll know your triggers of what's causing these headaches. Maybe you ate something that you haven't eaten in a while and it just caused some vertigo. I mean, so I hope you're understanding a little bit of what I'm trying to say, that the mind and the body are working together. And it's so important for us to slow down, to recognize those triggers and the things that are causing. Because when we're so busy taking care of everyone else, it's really hard to stop and think about ourselves. Am I right? I mean, drop a comment if you think that's how it is, that you're so busy with everyone else that it's hard to feel good about taking time for yourself. Let me know if you feel that way in the comments. You can just type a yes or a no, a Y or an N, leave an emoji, however you feel. Let me know if that could be the situation. Because guilt is a serious thing. We have mom guilt. We have guilt on spending money on ourselves. We have guilt on, this money should be going to groceries, or this money should be going to school clothes. So that mom guilt is a very real thing. But that is why we have this tribe. We have this community of women who are all in the same position. We're all moms, we're all have other things calling our name. We have priorities, a list this long of priorities of things we need to be doing, could be doing, should be doing, all of that. But unless we're focusing on ourselves, and unless we are able to understand our body and really listening to our body, it's hard to give to everyone else. It's hard to continue to pour out into everyone else around you. So obviously that's something that, yep, you have mom guilt all big time. Yeah, so that's a big thing. But it's also a big thing when you look in the mirror and you are shameful. I mean, you don't like the way you look. You don't like the way you feel. You're exhausted. You look in the mirror and you tell yourself you can't do it. You're never going to lose the weight. You're always going to look like this, so let's just accept it. That's shame. That's guilting yourself as well. So you can choose to live either way. You can choose to live with that shame that you hold inside. You can choose to live with that mom guilt of, I don't deserve to spend money on myself. But know that there is a tribe. There is a tribe of women who are also going through the same things. And they also have those same feelings. And those feelings are completely valid. Those feelings are okay to feel, but know that you have other people who understand and want to help you through it. Because we're all in that same boat. We all have those feelings and emotions. And we're women. We live in this society where a certain body type is always talked about. We're in this society where you should be able to pop back from pregnancy. And, there's six-pack abs all over magazines when you check out in the line. So we live in this society where there's all of these voices in our heads. And there's all of these things we should be doing and could be doing. But really, this is about meeting you where you're at. And I talked about it on a call this morning. It's about meeting you where you're at in each season of life. Because as we go through life, change is inevitable. The only thing that stays the same is change. And when you have this tribe of people, this is a year-long program. So we're in it from June to next June. A lot of things are going to change in a year. And that's why this is so important, because it is changing with you. We are creating something that is growing with you, right? Because we are not always going to stay the same. We're constantly growing. That's our goal in life. We're here to grow. We're here to learn. We're here to blossom and flourish. And what are we if not with a tribe? Without that community of support and those women there to help you through that growth, because change isn't always easy. Change is really hard. It's hard for a lot of people. But know that there is something out there for you to help you through that. So this mind-body connection that I've been talking about listening and discovering your triggers and finding the things that are going undiagnosed, that are going unrecognized, the things that maybe you don't even know you have yet, that things that we're going to discover together within this group. So that's what's so important. All of these other things, all of these diets, all of these exercises, gym memberships, these, like drinking a pill or taking a pill, drinking a shake, these are all short-term fixes for long-term problems. These are things that have been going on. These are things that are going to change. These are things that are new, but you have to take it back to the basics and understand the bottom line of it. You have to understand the mind and the body, and you have to start from the inside. You have to start from the reason that it began. You know what I'm saying? Anyone understand what I'm saying? Leave me a comment. So what we want as women, I've talked to a lot of women over the last 3 years, and what we want is to understand those triggers. We want to understand our body. We want to understand what's going on. We want to be deeply devoted to our family and our friends, and we want to feel present, and we want to feel alive. And, you know, as a new mom, I'm going through it right now. You know, it's this exhaustion. It's not wanting to chase your kid around the playground because you're just tired. You have no energy. That's what it's about. But when we change those things, we can be more present in those situations. We can have that energy to chase our kids around because we have already taken the time to put into ourselves. So we can give that. We can give more of that to everyone else around us. So we want that energy to keep up with our kids, and we want to be around in the long term. We want to see our kids graduate, and we want to see our kids get married and have their kids. And unless you start taking care of yourself now, that, you know, that can spiral into other things. These undiagnosed things that we're talking about. If you're going to the doctor and you're on the verge of diabetes, you can stop that. Diabetes, while I understand completely that it's not something you can always control, there is a part of it you can control. You have the control over that. So when you're going to the doctor and he's saying, hey, you're pushing the scales, you know, let's kind of get on a diet there. That's a key. That's a cue that you need to find something that's going to work, not a short-term change, not something that is being thrown up on the TV, not something that is just going to, you know, it's not a quick fix. There's no quick fixes in health. This is about being in it for the long haul, being in it for that 12 months, and really committing yourself to the change. Because we want to feel supported, and we want to feel connected, and we want, you know, I was saying earlier again on that call that we are, you know, we come from a history of people who started in tribes. You know, I have some American Indian in me, which is kind of what grew this Warrior Wellness Tribe as well. And, you know, when you think about a tribe, you think about, you know, the women stick together. They grew their kids together. They took care of each other's kids. They fed together. They ate together. You know, like all of these things that encompass a tribe. When you really think about it, it's a group of strong women. You know, and we crave that. We crave connection as humans. Whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, you still crave connection. Just depends on what level, you know. So we really need that, and you need that support to continue on these journeys as things change and mold and grow. We need more movement. We need to be moving as human beings. Like I said earlier, movement does everything for you. It helps you, helps your digestion. It helps your skin, your muscles, your fascia. You know, everything moves with you. And we need to eat clean. We need to be nourishing ourselves. When we're so busy, we've fed the kids, you've gone halfway through your day trying to get deadlines meet, you know, working your crazy busy job, and all of a sudden you're like, what have I ate today? You know, like that's the things that we're going to understand, and we're going to figure out ways to fix those, to mend that missing link there, that you need to be aware of your nutrition. You need to be nourished. You need to be fed. You need to be watered. Just like flowers, you know, just like animals. We also have to be nourished in eating the right foods, eating clean foods. A lot of that anxiety around food comes from not knowing what to eat, not knowing how to eat. You know, the groceries are expensive. It's hard to eat. Fast food is so convenient. We live busy lives, and convenience is key when it comes to eating. So we will learn things. We will learn tips and tricks and action steps you can take to make these things possible, to get the meals right, to get the movement right, and to work on your mindset on a daily basis. Basically, we want, you know, all we want out of life is less stuff and more quality. We want quality lives. We want to feel free, and we want to feel brave, and we want to feel like that warrior, right? We want to feel like this strong woman who can do it all, although we don't have to do it all, right? It's about learning to say no to things, understanding what we need, what's serving us in our life. These are all things that are encompassed within this tribe, within this Warrior Wellness Tribe. It's a lot of information. It's a lot of really deep sacred stuff. And this is that space, that sacred space that will hold all of this for you. It's that place you can go to feel comfortable and talk to your girlfriends. That place you can feel nobody's judging you. Everybody gets you. It's like, you know, just this fun, warm place where you can live. You can be you, and you can be free to be you. And you're a strong woman. You know, you're this warrior within us. So if you are, you know, daughters and sisters, mothers, whatever you are, women, I have found this way to take control of your life. And this is going to be the answer. If you're tired of trying X, Y, and Z, A, B, and C, then this is the thing for you. This is the time to put aside spending all the money on all of these extra things that don't last and don't work. This is it. I have made this Warrior Wellness Tribe for you, and it's going to be molded to you. It's going to fit you. It's going to fit you like a glove. And there's all these other women in here that are ready to get started on this year-long journey. So I'm going to leave a link in the comments, and now's your time to click to apply, because taking applications, there's only 5 spots left in the founder's price, which is $47 a month. That price is going to double as soon as these last spots fill. So now's the time to get in. If you do sign up with the founding member price, like I said, the next 5 people only, because the other 5 have filled. So next 5 people will also get bonuses. They're going to get a 90-minute one-on-one call with me, where we will get you started. We're going to do an evaluation on kind of where you are, where you want to be, how you're going to get there. So you'll get that 90-minute one-on-one call with me. You're going to get 30 days of yoga with my good friend Irina Miller, who does amazing virtual yoga, which I will get back to as soon as I'm released, by the way. And you're also going to get a fun little welcome packet from me in the mail, because we all love snail mail, right? So click the link below to apply, and it's time to get started. There's no more waiting. There's no more trying this. $50 a month, $47 a month. I mean, that's less than $50 a month. You can walk into Walmart or Target and spend $50 a month. This isn't something that, this is a no-brainer. You know, this is something that you've been needing. It's something that's been calling you. If you're on this video, if you've taken the time to watch, if you've taken the time to look at the sales page, you know, look at my website, you understand that there's a reason you clicked here. So there's no point in waiting. If you have any hesitations, if you have any questions, feel free to message me, to leave a comment. We can hop on a call. If you're not already, hello Renee. If you're not already, hop in my group, Beyond the Fringe of Health, and let's get the conversation started. I'm almost done now, Renee. But I will be leaving a link, so go ahead and apply today, and let's get started, because this is meant for you. Yep, Renee's already in. She's part of the Warrior Wellness Tribe. So she is a founding member, and we are kicking off June 1st. So that's my cue to go. All right, I'll talk to y'all later.